It says 0. Let's go. It's starting.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Where you're going, survivor, I cannot follow. Others need me, and your path leads beyond my reach. But I can grant you a fragment of myself as a guide to find what is most important to your ultimate survival. Is it strength? Is it willpower? Is it empathy? The arrival is soon. The test will be rigorous. They will be difficult. They will be deadly.
What's the new pet deal?
Shit.
It's a ghost.
Yo. Oh. Yo, what the hell?
Oh god, it is a gremlin. It eats something and gets real angry.
What the fuck? What the
What?
Halo.
Yeah.
Oh, that new ARC logo that looks sick.
Nice.
Right?
Tech logo.
What?
Very cool.
Arc formers roll out.
Cosmetic pet available now.
Roll left.
Wait, cosmetic pet's available now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Excuse me?
That one.
Did you see the
Oh my
logo
God,
for the
Pam,
second
Pam.
DLC?
Whoa,
my God.
man, what did we just see there? I don't even know what camera to look at. I'm so
Quick, everybody
excited.
break
Where's
Steam.
this camera. Hey, welcome to the stream.
It's
We're glad
Steve.
you could tune in today. You know, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, as you can see. There was a lot of cool stuff you might have just seen, and I will let you know that is actually the first time I've seen it. So I'm pretty excited, if you can't tell. But let's do some introductions first, and then we'll dig into that a little bit more. So I am
Someone
Cedric.
has to
I'm the
stream
lead
up some
community
Yuga 3
manager
times.
for ARC. You may have seen me on Twitter. You know, I kind of try to tune in with you guys and communicate with you guys
want
as
those
much
shoes.
as possible.
I'm Jesse, co-founder and co-creative director at Wildcard.
I mean, you probably get them. I'm gonna
Is
guess
that
they're there.
G-Fuel?
QA design.
Is that
and
Arc
everything
G-Fuel?
else I can get my hands into.
Usually, here's a small fact. Usually, Zane is behind the
Liquid DiGiorno.
behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
He's not
liquids.
the pilot,
Zane.
Or whatever it
but
is.
you know, we decided to let him get on camera.
Zane's been on
today.
more streams than all of us.
Actually, he has.
Running a
He
computer.
really has.
Hey, well, should we run the trailer one more
Yeah,
time?
let's run it again.
There's an
Let's
ARC
run it again.
update right
I'd like
now?
to see it again, actually.
All right,
Apparently, yeah.
let's
What?
run it one more time.
Yeah, for the pet, probably.
Where you're going, survivor, I cannot follow. Others need me, and your path leads beyond my
You can get
reach.
good at follow.
But I can grant you a fragment of myself as a guide to find what is most important to your ultimate survival.
I wonder what fragment she gave us.
Is it strength? Is it
Fragment of
willpower?
dicking.
Here, take my
Is
left
it
tip.
empathy? The arrival is soon. The test will be rigorous. They will
Yeah,
be
so
difficult.
it's 1
They
gigabyte.
will be deadly.
Apparently they're starting now. Maybe not this one first. Hang on. There we go. Oh, how cute! Don't eat that. Really nice friend.
Don't eat that. Please.
So you see that like dual laser swords he has?
So, like blades on his hand?
Yeah, like
That's a new technique though.
dual laser sword deals.
Yeah.
That's a new technique though.
Lit.
Look at the logo.
You mean the energy swords that they pull?
So it says pet available now, December 2019, winter 2020. Ooh, that looks sick. Yeah,
Right?
that logo
That looks
does look
super
really
cool.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that trailer is crazy.
We're
man.
in space,
I'm just
ladies and
sitting here
gentlemen.
awe.
We're in
Again,
space.
that's the first time I've seen it, so
Ladies and
really
gentlemen,
excited about it. I know we
floating.
want to talk more about, you know, what you just saw and some of the things you might be seeing in the future, but let's talk a little bit about what has happened just in the recent past month. So, had you know, we've launched Valguero. You know, Valguero is really popular. People are loving it. People have been sending me screenshots and videos and cool content. So please keep sending that. We'll be sure to showcase that as much as possible. And also, we're doing some new things.
You didn't showcase
with
any
data
cheese
prints and
content.
Things like that. Zane could talk a little bit more about that. We have a little bit more in store for that, right?
Yeah, we've definitely been getting a lot of feedback that players want change, some adjustments in the game. So we've been looking at just about everything: mechs, titans, a lot of our CC buffs or abilities, just making adjustments all across the board to get a better combat for everyone, but trying to do it as low impact as possible.
Awesome. And you can expect to see more of that. Those things will continue, to happen, throughout the process, and we'll continue to offer beta branches to have you, voice your opinion on things like that. But more recently, we just wrapped up the mod contest, which is very near and dear to my heart because that's how I kind of got introduced to Studio Wildcard. So, we really like to invest in our modding community. Valguero was a mod that participated in a lot of mod stuff. So,
if people don't know, mods are a little bit taken for granted on PC because we have the dev kit and it's super easy to load up any mod that you want to play. And Steam Workshop makes it really awesome to be able to find new mods and play them. But when it comes to console players, they don't really have that access to the mods. And one thing we've really tried to do here at Wildcard since we first started ARC is plan for getting some of the best content to the console players as well. It's actually quite a lot of work to take any piece of content that runs on PC and just make it work on consoles. And so we did that, as Cedric mentioned, first with his mod Primitive Plus. Then we also did the Center, which was a really cool map that you guys all know and love. Followed by Ragnarok, another map, and then again Valguero, which is another map. And usually this takes months and months of effort on our side, some of our internal people collaborating with the mod creators to get this content running on consoles and put up new servers and all that stuff. And so the mod contest completing now is a big deal because you're starting to get a look at like what might be coming next as we continue to do more of this, pushing the mods and getting them into the core gameplay of ARC over the next year as well.
And as as Jesse said, a lot of these winners in the mod contest have turned into partnerships, whether that be working on a certain thing or employment or things like that. So we always like to create relationships with the community. This isn't
I'll create a relationship with you, Cedric.
To showcase one thing and be done with it. We really invest in our modding community. Josh, you may know Josh. Josh is the mod community liaison. And he definitely handles a lot of the mod things. So. With that said, let's roll into, so we split up the contest this year. We kind of went into categories, so we have maps and we have mods. And
I think it's going to be a new
little bit of
season pass,
flexibility for the people that are competing to not.
Yeah, it's already live on PS4. I've already bought it.
Pretty particular
How much is it?
in the things that they do. So we'll run the winners. These are the first place winners
Canadian money?
from the mod contest.
How much
so
is it Canadian money? We can convert it.
The mod winner first.
$50, I think it said.
50. What's 50 in US dollars, Jenny? 50 Canadian to US.
It's probably like fucking $46.99. So it's probably like 38, 35 to 38.
37, 38.
Fuck, that's close.
38.
Wait, hold on.
Essentially
Are they implementing the Castle's Keeps mod? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's
They're showing
definitely
the mod content. The mod.
Oh.
Oh yeah, this is the mod.
The new CKF.
The whole mod contest.
No sound, apparently. Why do you guys hate noise?
Seems weird.
That's fucking sick. I want that.
Apparently you can't do that.
Oh, really?
They took extra.
Right, so that was the mod winner. What's funny is that I'm pretty sure
There we go.
they did it in the first.
Super loud music.
And now we can't hear him.
So it's cool to see
Turn the
that
music
modders
down.
are still around. Some of the
$34.99
early modders
on Steam
that I
now.
was, coming up with are still around and modding for ARC. So it's really good to see. But that's Castle Keeps in Forts, and that's available in the Steam Workshop. It has a lot of cool structural things, and I know that people really love decorating their bases and creating cool bases. We'll go ahead and show the map winner here.
Calling it a missile. Oh, Olympus.
No, it's Olympus.
No.
I don't see. Where's the?
Somebody
where's
was
it?
talking about it in stream.
Yeah, Olympus won the modding contest.
How do you find it on Arc? On Steam, new deal.
Oh fuck.
If anyone's on the servers right now, by the way, that new pet is a forced update. The servers are restarting right now. I can't even do anything about that. The servers are going to restart. So, get fucked, everyone.
Man, I was gonna maybe export this video to YouTube. Been like 82 F words already.
I'm sorry. Realized. Jenny's not YouTube friendly.
Banned.
Oh, what did I change it to?
Why is there no sound? They normally have music.
I think they
Well,
messed
that
up
was
on it
the
last
Olympus
time
map
because
in that
the
one
crazy
first
music
place.
came in after.
Jesse, what
Yeah,
type
that's
of
what I was
things pique
thinking.
your interest in maps? You know, whether you're designing one or looking at one, what type of things do you like? You know, what type of things?
I think my
interest you?
favorite maps are ones that are bigger than life, fantastical, you know, things that give players something that maybe they're not going to see in the real world, you know. When we started ARC, we did a lot of like real world stuff, like the island, and tried to make it like a small microcosm.
Cut that part out. It's
But then I think as we started making more and more maps like Aberration.
Roach,
and
don't
stuff
make me
like
come
that,
over
Just
there.
edit that part right
really
out. Nobody
clear
will
that we
notice.
have a lot of cool mechanics in ARC, and I really like it when maps
Thanks, Dobby.
make use of a lot of the mechanics that the various creatures have, whether it's movement mechanics or different types of abilities that they have. When you can live in a
Time to
map
vote.
and maybe experience it in a cool way because of the way it's been built, some of those things are the most compelling ones to me. So I've seen a lot of.
Yeah, I
features
don't see it
that
on the
really
ARC
like.
page.
You heard it first. It's how to win. It's how to
You
win.
have to-
with
if you
Jesse.
search for
Disclaimer,
Arc
I
Genesis,
have
it
no
comes up.
say in voting, so.
I found it on the PlayStation Store.
All right, let's get
Should we
into
talk
I
about
found it on the
Genesis?
Yeah, let's
Jeez,
go.
I'm here
Yeah,
like,
it's
let's
from
talk about Genesis.
I guess. No,
It
It
before
says
that, let's
$35, so it seems to be cheaper in US than
All
it is
right,
Canadian.
Genesis. I
which is
guess we
weird.
can talk
Yeah.
about that. So I thought it was over at Extinction. What's going on with Genesis, Jesse?
Oh man, well, should we just roll it in the background while I'm talking so
Yeah,
people
let's-
can kind of have
It's
some
cheaper
visuals
on
while we're
PC.
chatting?
Wow.
We don't
Feels
need any
bad.
audio this time.
Is it?
Yeah.
But first
It's
of all, thanks everyone
$39.99
who
on PC.
was really having fun with our teasers. We put out 7 updates.
literally almost $10
leading up
cheaper.
to Genesis. The trailer launched today. If you didn't see them or you missed them, the teaser actually has a lot of lore implications, so you might want to revisit them and try to understand kind of what was going on there, and you might have deduced that somebody was coming into the scene and some stuff was going on, and that led right into the beginning of our trailer there with Helena talking to you as a player and building
Hey,
a
OG.
little companion in the form of
did see that.
HLNA.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about Genesis,
Catchy name.
the
Not.
best thing, is
Helena.
that we
Hey,
thought
it's Helena.
He's pretty
originally,
S-
hey, we got a
still
cool
not a
story
catchy
idea
name.
for ARC.
HLNA.
It's gonna take us probably 3 expansions to get through it, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And so,
I mean,
Call
it's
it
2 new
whatever you want.
DLCs on
Extension,
X.
I don't want to like
Call it
drop
Little
any
Cheddar if you
spoilers,
want.
No spoilers.
but it was a pretty epic ending to what started with waking on the beach and being naked to
Yes.
you know, this sort of grand closure, I think, to the story. But if you beat it on hard mode, you might have seen that there was a little bit of a cliffhanger there. Now, we didn't actually know when or if we would get back to that, to be honest, because we kind of figured, well, Extinction's going to be the last expansion pack for ARC. We want to go think about other things we might want to do. Maybe we'll start thinking about sequel or something. But what happened was Extinction came out and it just
ARC 2 confirmed.
did well beyond our expectations. Like even the game itself, it's still in the top play games on Steam and on consoles. It's so clear that you guys love this content. You want us to keep working on polishing and bug fixing by putting out new content over the next year and a half, 2 years. That means we're still updating the base game and doing polishing and feedback in between those content drops to make sure the game's healthy and that people are still loving it and playing it. And it just felt like the wrong thing to do to just stop making stuff for ARC when it's got as many players as it's ever had.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not, as you know, it's not a subscription game, but it is kind of played like that. People play for thousands of hours. So, you know, in order to make it make financial sense, we have to make more expansions. But fortunately, people like the expansions. So we thought, why would we just stop cold turkey? Like, there's more story, obviously. We were hinting that maybe we wanted to do more with the story at the end of Extinction. And there's so many more cool things we could do with Ark. So early this year, when we saw the success of Ark's season pass for Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Extinction, we came up with the idea of extending Ark's story more and adding new gameplay mechanics that were very different from what we had done in the past, where we just kind of, you know, added a lot of like on top of what Ark was built on initially with creatures and little game modes and stuff like that. And we said, we're kind of having a lot of fun with that. What can we do new that we haven't done before? And so for Genesis, in addition to being whole new maps, in addition to adding new creatures and new items and structures and stuff like we've always done, we thought, what can put it a little over the top? So we created this character, HLNA. It's our first actual character that speaks to you in the Ark franchise throughout the game. You know, so that's a little daunting. You don't want to like it to be annoying, right?
Interesting.
Fortunately, we have a pretty good character in Helena, we think, as so far the only character that's actually spoken in Ark. And we wanted to kind of distill her personality. You can see in the trailer that she kind of creates this little buddy AI for you and kind of imprints her personality onto it for you. So it's not actually her, but it's kind of like an AI that's created by her. And our goal for this character, which by the way, is available now. I don't know if that was very obvious with the season pass, but if you go and get the season pass right now, everywhere else in Ark, if you're an owner of the season pass, you'll have our first version of HLNA as a cosmetic pet that can travel around with you, talk to you, react to things that you do.
First version.
And this is going to be really cool as we lead up to Genesis launch.
I guess they'll update
because
it.
we have a lot of opportunities to update HLNA, maybe give you some cool lore bits.
Yeah, like people pay
maybe give you some
thousands of
little,
hours.
like,
They're going to have to
things do in
update
the game, as we
voice
lead
lens
up
and
to
stuff.
Genesis launch, similar to how we had the One Who Waits notes back leading up to Extinction. That was some in-game content. But with this, we have an opportunity to actually give you one of the key parts of Genesis. Now, she's not complete. It's just the first iteration. And the one actually in the expansion will be far, far more developed than what you will have today. But the character models,
nice, Cybermon.
A lot of the animations are the first pass at those animations. The personality, the behavior, all that stuff as she follows you around is very similar to what you'll see with the character in Genesis, but like amplified 10x.
So we can expect to see HLNA as a big part in Genesis.
A huge part. I was getting to, before I remembered I needed to mention that she was available right now if you have the season pass, that HLNA actually is a key player in Genesis in the fact that she's trying to help you. She's training you for something.
Okay.
As you saw in the trailer, Helena can't come wherever we're going, and we're arriving somewhere soon, she says. The arrival soon. And, you know, we don't know what it's going to take for you to survive. You know, there's going to be a lot of tests. They're going to be dangerous. They're even going to be deadly. You know, and HLNA is like, well, I guess we're getting started now, you know, and throws you right into this sort of simulation that you're in, right? It's not quite like the Arks. So clearly this is different than all the Arks, but it's definitely some sort of simulation because we're moving around quickly between spaces. But HLNA is there, and she actually serves as kind of like a companion and somebody who's like a source of like missions and goals in the game. So we added kind of like a multiplayer or single player if you're playing single player, but it's a multiplayer sort of mission objective system that allows you to find cool things to do in the world, and Zane can talk about that in a little bit, but there's a lot of different types of missions and fun stuff to do, whether by yourself or with your friends, kind of building on some of the stuff we had with Extinction, you know, with our orbital supply drops, and you guys both worked extensively on. I think that was some foundation for like, how do we do things like in the open world in a survival game that are fun and that you might want to like build on them and make different variations and go back to them. So I think what became of that is this new mission system that HLNA is kind of the arbiter of. So, you know, she's always looking for things for you to be able to accomplish. And also, it's very much more lore-based than even our previous expansions because she's there with you.
Yeah,
maybe
it seems
she knows
that way.
a little bit more about what's going on than you do. Maybe she doesn't, you know, who knows. But she'll be kind of guiding you through a lot of that stuff. really in a way that previously we had Explorer notes, but you know they're great if you read through them. It's a great story. There's a lot of recaps on YouTube and really cool write-ups on Reddit if you don't know Ark's story.
We watch them.
Yeah, but you know they're just written things, and you know a lot of people when they're playing a game they don't want to sit there and read. So instead of Explorer notes in Genesis, we've got HLNA, and she's there
Play video games
Instead of
read.
Explorer notes, let's go.
Advancing Ark's story and lore, and we're super excited.
Oh, so I guess
about
like
that.
when you
And
do
I
your
think it'll
challenge,
play off
that's when you
well,
get like
especially with
your
this one. Like,
XP
Explorer notes are
boost.
cool, and I love Explorer notes. I just remember getting my first Explorer note in
Sounds
the middle
cool.
of
We've season past those.
and I'm trying to read it, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh well, I can't.
So what do we
read
see
this
here?
right now.
Anything?
So you know, you heard it first. HLNA is here
Crazy
to
turtle
help all the
deal.
beach bops. She's going
turtle
to
looks
assist you
super
through your
epic.
survivor.
dude.
Or
I
through
bet the turtle's gonna
your
be like a
struggles.
Titan, though, where it's like
so
a
generally
timed
speaking,
thing.
I don't know you don't want to give away too much.
Maybe.
But generally speaking, what can we expect from the environment?
It's got like a
Some sort of
built-in
lava
platform.
drake.
Lava Drake thing.
Lava Drake.
It looks adorable.
Does
Yeah,
look
well,
cute.
first of all, for us, an expansion pack has to include a really cool new map. No questions asked. So you're going to get that in both Genesis Part 1 and Genesis Part 2. I'm super excited about what we're doing in Genesis Part 1 because it's a simulation that's a little bit different.
Have they
from
given
the
a date
arcs.
yet? I had to go.
We're able to get away with
December.
more things that kind of
Yeah, just
maybe
December.
were even too crazy for
Although
Arc,
the little cosmetic
being
pets
more of a
available now.
physical type environment.
So I wonder how that's gonna
You'll
work.
see a lot of new things that you haven't
maybe
seen in
listen.
the game.
I don't know, but the turtle looks
What
like
you
it's got
see
like
on our
6
PR
eyes.
Right now,
You can build on the
and
back
in
of a
trailer
Titan too, though,
are just
Ghost.
a few of the biomes. Obviously, we're going to have a crazy snow mountain biome.
I'm still living on the
Kind of
turtle.
a
Just saying.
Mustafar, like
Sorry.
crazy.
Ooh.
There's no way they're
Water
gonna have
Titan?
like a million
Volcanoes,
turtles
Water
just
Titan?
wandering around the
That's
map.
what I
as
said
well.
earlier. I was like,
we really
what
haven't
time
had
would
that
we
arc.
see?
We've had it like where maybe the Dragon Arena is volcanic, but you can't really go anywhere. Or like some maps like Ragnarok or whatever, or even Scorched Earth have volcanic areas. But this part of the map is like all volcano
That
stuff.
should be cool.
Yeah. And then, you know, one of our big creatures that we're revealing today is this giant tortoise that you can build structures on, harvest even stuff that grows on his back, things like that.
Wrong picture.
Obviously, he's got to live somewhere. So we're going to have a pretty cool water biome plan that's
People
not
seem excited about that
yeah,
one.
it's not just window dressing like sometimes the water biome seems to feel like.
Nice.
You know, in some cases. This is
Legit
definitely,
water
like, a
biome? Let's go.
Key part of this map. So we're really excited about that. And this
Amazing.
is just
Never gonna go down
a
there.
few of the creatures. You know, we've got lots more planned for the expansion, lots more items
so most of the
and stuff like
creatures have
that.
6
We'll talk
limbs.
about that, these specific things a little bit as we go.
Does the turtle have
But,
6 limbs?
You know, I think
Yep.
all in
looks
all,
like
if you're
it. If
you
wondering,
look
like,
at the
what is-
pictures
what
that we
is
posted in
Genesis,
Discord.
like it's Ark's next chapter.
I guess I didn't really
It's
pay
more
attention
of
to
what
legs.
you love with other things that you haven't experienced yet that we hope you're gonna love even more on top
Although
of
you
what
can't
you
see
already are
the
playing.
lava
it
guy
does.
And
real
if you're
well.
wondering
for
where
sure.
it fits in the storyline,
And
I will
actually,
just
in the
say it's
picture
not
with it, you
accurate
can
to
see
say
another
it
one
picks
in
up
the
where
water down
Extinction
in the
left
bottom
off,
right corner.
but it integrates very well with the
Has 6 eyes as well.
story of Ark, and
Yeah, I didn't notice
I'm
that.
pretty excited between Genesis
I'd love to see
Part
it.
1
Love
and
to see them
Genesis
eyes.
Part 2, the story experience we're going to be crafting. And I'm excited to
poke
take it
holes
out of the Explorer notes and put it
my dick.
actually into the environment
Yeah.
and mix that sort of sandbox survival that Ark has always had with a little bit more kind of find your way, sort of semi-directed like story things that you can sort of opt into. You
Yeah.
don't have to do them.
Exactly.
You can still play Ark the way you want. You can still get that experience on this map, but we're trying to give you something you probably won't find in a mod because it's not canon, right? This is very much canon. It's part of Ark. It's something close to our heart in terms of what this story is about, where you're going. Why don't you have any implant? You don't even have an implant scar in this one. If you noticed at the beginning
spoilers.
of the trailer. Like, no, look at the trailer. It's
Lead
like,
with the details.
the guy's, he doesn't even have dirt in his hands.
That
He's like
is-
smooth baby
listen.
skin. It's like, what?
We got to contain our hype here.
And you're like,
man.
Genesis, it says at the beginning. No, but Helena's there. So, like, what's happening?
Wanza,
That
thanks
is
for the
really-
20
that's me
bits.
right now, and that's what I think is cool about this. You know, I of course I work here, but I honestly I try try to stay as far.
Of course, I work here, but I have no idea what's going on.
Seriously, I don't. I try to stay far away from this because I'm an ARC fan. And I don't want to be spoiled.
He's so excited about it.
This moment when I saw the trailer, I don't want to spoil that moment. You know, and those are type of things that, you know, as an ARC fan, those are the things I look forward to. So I try to be informed because I have to inform people, but I try not to spoil it for myself. And try to kind of like, you know, I want to feel that feeling everyone feels when they see it as well.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I think that one thing that's going to be super cool, since everybody now knows that this is coming in December, just stay in touch with our community site and pay attention to the updates we're putting out and all the little things we're doing leading up to that, because just like previous expansions, you know, you're going to learn a little bit more. You're probably going to see more of what's in the expansion than what we're just announcing today. And it's going to be, I think, pretty exciting to follow along and see what's coming. And like I said, if you have the season pass, you may get a little bit of extra stuff because
that logo looks awesome. I agree.
Look at the one for the second DLC Onyx. That looks really nice.
For example, right now she serves as
I
a
have
light.
a feeling the second one was just a
light.
placeholder.
I mean, like,
I don't know.
when you need a torch, you don't have to just pop out HLNA. I mean, it's
no
like
fuel costs.
I don't think you can call that pay to win because it's just a light. But
I mean, you never know.
Welcome back, Frank.
We won't give her any offensive capabilities outside of Genesis. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all I
mean. That laser that comes from her is no.
She actually unfolds into one of the giant mechs.
Oh, perfect. I mean, we're going to show. I think we have some screenshots to show and some kind of,
let's
you know,
go through them a little bit.
let's go into some of those. Let's lead into them. We'll give some light commentary on some of these. So this
Zane,
thing
you
in
want
the
to talk
background,
about the
what
creatures
is
we
this,
see a
man?
little bit? By the way, we don't have any final names for the creatures.
Connor,
yet,
we're getting the stream
so
through
you
your
might hear
mic
us
a
call
little
them silly things.
Damn it, Connor.
Make up a name and we'll use it. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry,
Don't do that.
I'll
We
mute
started
myself.
off with we started off with the code name that I really attached to, and no one else likes it. So I've almost solely been calling it the Sharoof.
Yeah, I
But
think
it's-
everybody
it's the
uses
lava
that really.
lizard.
Lava lizard is more popular.
I don't even know how to
in
spell
office.
Sharoof. Every time I write it
Gecko.
in Slack, I'm like, is it two R's? Is it two F's? Is it two E's? Is it
I really
all of
like
the above?
the reactions from Managamar were so great.
Yeah.
That it just every
has like
every time I
20
see a
names.
name that's strange and it's like that's gonna be hard to pronounce. I'm like I like it.
Now this
Great
thing's
code
pretty
name.
big, right? I mean, I think it's almost the size of a Rex, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
less.
he's large and he's a very very
Good
very
looking.
new creature for Ark because he's our first actual siege dino. He has a whole system. He's built for lava. He's built for the for this environment that you see him in. The hotter it is, the better he functions, and he actually builds up heat. He builds up pools of magma. He's a mobile forge, just melting
wow.
metal,
Nice.
wood,
Mobile Forge, let's go.
everything.
Nice.
But,
Let's go.
He
Barbecue
can
on the
shoot
go.
massive projectiles of just magma.
Yeah, I've
that
seen his
will-
AOE attack. It's pretty
Phoenix
impressive.
2.0.
Yeah, and he has
Listen,
a.
Dobby, it's
Yeah.
okay.
He has a
All your
backup
points
against
recorded.
if
Phoenix,
something
but
gets
not
close, he'll
shit.
do an AOE just to protect around him and
We
light
think.
essentially the
It's
area
kind of like
on
if
fire
you
around him.
accidentally lit all of your fireworks on the 4th of July, but it was lava instead of fireworks.
Pretty much, it's impressive.
It is.
Every time I see him, I think just he's a rock star.
And
He's
he-
like
he
heavy
looks
metal.
adorable,
Yeah,
bro.
it's like a porcupine.
He does
It's
look
just
cute.
Fire
on the
going off
next level.
everywhere. It looks like a rock show.
Yeah, and so definitely tameable and
Oh, yeah.
rideable, right? Yeah.
Very tameable. He'll be able to swim in lava. He actually
Oh,
doesn't
nice.
like water as much.
Swims in lava.
I wonder
Interesting.
why.
It's a little bit of a reverse take
little bit of
on
a
those
turn
things.
off.
Swims in
literally.
lava but can't go in water.
Cool.
I don't think they said can't.
What else we
Said
got?
didn't like.
I mean, it
Oh, okay.
Man,
kind of makes
this
sense.
is-
So
But
probably
it's
just
water.
What
mutes
is
all of
this,
his
Jesse?
powers.
Well,
from-
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like, takes
There's
more
the one
damage,
on the
does less
right,
damage.
HLNA. You can see little
Yeah.
hearts. One fun
Might
thing
not do
about
any
HLNA
damage,
is her
but
little eye can turn into emoticons.
won't be able to fire
So
anything,
actually,
obviously.
in game right
No.
now, I don't know if the update's
Maybe the
gone out,
whole
but
forging
if
thing
you have
stops.
the season pass and you have
Oh, yeah,
HLNA,
could be.
Adorable
when you
death
play your
machine.
emotes
Or he
and
just
stuff like
dies.
that, some of the emotes
Just
have
fucking
cool little
waste.
emoticons that show up. And
Oh, that's cool.
I think there's a few
Like you
funny
accidentally
ones, too,
walk
that
through a
are tied
puddle
to
and it
other
just
things that aren't
collapses.
necessarily
So that
emotes
must
that
mean
you
that there
might,
must be like
stumble
giant pools of
across as
lava
well.
somewhere
So,
around that volcano
maybe
that he's
we'll
swimming
Oh, yeah.
the
around.
random animation.
Definitely.
You know, by the way, I thought it was sort of weird.
Oh.
Going well if you're riding
Like,
it.
if you're
and you go in
following
lava.
anything related to Ark, you know, like all
So
of
there
this
might be,
leaked
like,
the other
lava
day
armor?
because it went live
Remember Furby Walk?
on the PlayStation Store
No.
in
That's what I'm calling
Australia
yeah, I
and
don't
New
know.
Zealand. But that's where Helena's from.
It's a Jaboa
I
Furby. It's
feel
a
like
Jerby.
I feel like it tied into our
Jeremy.
teaser
Just like
because it was like, you know, I mean, there's a lot of technical stuff.
Glacier, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub.
IDs and profiles and
Onyx
crypto codes.
being a
Hats
midnight.
off to all the people who are decoding all of our cryptography
Absolutely.
puzzles on the forum, by the way. Keep
impressive what
keep
they
your
did.
eye on those things because in addition to being fun, they're actually a little bit of lore drops. So if you did read up on the solutions and the results from
Thank
the
you,
crypto
Glacier.
puzzles, you maybe have a little bit of a broader understanding of the teaser that we were doing leading up to the teaser. But anyway, I just thought it was Helena kind of unlocking Genesis early because, you know, apparently Australia's in the future and I don't know. Things
Helena.
happen before they do here for some reason.
she's looking out for us.
Gizmo.
Don't worry. She's
Gizmo
always got
with
our backs.
your bow.
Yeah. So what do we got here?
Oh, our shapeshifter. This guy is he's cool. He's very, very, very
It's
unique.
adorable, man.
Shapeshifter.
So cute.
Interesting.
He starts off as just your basic shoulder pet, and he's very sweet, very likable, and then he has a little bit of a habit. He likes element.
Yeah,
a lot.
is that what he's eating in the trailer?
Yeah, that's what he's eating.
What?
The thing is if he's had enough, he has transformation of sorts, which you saw it in the trailer. Like he shifts out,
Yeah.
and then he's just this massive Hulk monster. You can throw him off of your shoulder and have him transform, and then now he's a rideable dino for you to fight with.
What?
That's actually
Shoulder pet to
practical.
rideable dino?
The uses for
epic.
this,
That's
I'm sure
sick.
people are already like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like what can't we do with this guy?
This is,
Um,
I mean, this is
We're
like
getting a
the
million of
first
these.
shape-shifting
We
We just,
dino.
we
like-
just thought it was hilarious.
creature, sorry.
Because we were like, we need a cute creature for this expansion. And we're like, yeah, but what if the cute creature was deadly? Yeah, but what if it like was really deadly? And so it was
That's
pretty
cool.
pretty funny.
That's
if,
gonna be fun.
Yeah, let's go ahead to the Hulk. So we call him Tiny and Hulk right now, just because we don't have a final name. Keep going. I think. Is there another one?
Dude, look at those swords on his arms.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, we
Or
originally
the
created
emoting?
this kind of like shape shifting tech.
It's like,
sort
oh
of
shit,
for
that's deadly.
aberration, with all the nameless and how
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the
that's
alpha
right.
ones would kind
Tame
of
limit's gonna be maxed so
Yeah.
quick.
and then you kind of use it a little
Glacier.
on some other things like in Extinction a little bit, and we're like, man, we could totally use this to transform from like a tiny thing into a big thing, and like the whole team was just enamored with this idea of making that like really seamless, and so you see the end result of that in the trailer, and that's not smoke and mirrors really, by the way. That's how it is in game. Like when Tiny eats Element, you see that animation play, and it's like goes to a big creature and turns into the big lumbering
Dude,
guy.
That's crazy. So
And
that was
it's,
actual in-game,
it's so
like,
cool that we pulled it
transformation.
off, and we're
Sick.
happy that
Mhm.
this is going to be a
Sick.
unique part of this
Amazing.
expansion.
Yeah, I
Hulk
think that's
boa.
going to be a real thing. I
Ooh,
want
that's
one.
cool.
I remember this is one thing that I did
Mass
see earlier
breeding them.
on, and I was so excited about it. I was like, don't show me anymore.
Mutations.
I know
Yeah.
enough.
Oh,
I just want to
mutations.
wait until I see the end result. So
Imagine
I
that
think it's
in
going to offer a
normal
lot
colors
of
when it transforms.
interesting dynamics, you know, and play styles and things like that. And, you know,
I'm
because he
interested to see
does
how the
have this
regions
interesting
sit when
habit
it-
that
in
I'm sure you're going to have to maintain
transformation.
somehow and manage.
What if I come up to you and throw some element to your little tiny friend? Is he going to get mad and kill you?
I hope not. Is he?
Say.
As long as you're managing him properly. There,
Sounds like he has an
So
addiction
was it
or
element
something.
that they ate?
there might be
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
with
like that purple
We-
gotcha.
Look at those-
crystal.
We want to make it
Laser
to
sword
where
deals.
it's
Cool.
really strong,
That
but
does look
we have to find a way to limit it from being too many at once.
Right.
And that's more or less the theme of Genesis is we're trying to
That
approach
sounds
a lot
like a
of
good idea,
things
Greg.
in a different way to take the feedback that we've gotten of we didn't like this experience, we didn't like that experience, and we're doing it in a new way. Like we're trying to make it fun. In
That's an interesting idea. Like
past.
you bring him into a
All right, let's
cave,
go to
pop him
another
out,
shot.
pick him
Let's
back
go to
up.
the tortoise.
Yeah.
This thing. Oh my! I've gotten so many
Dude, it's hideous.
screenshots, comments.
Adorable.
It's adorable.
You've been asking me
What the
about
heck?
this turtle for 2 or 3 years. I kid you not. So it is like it is so great to see this coming to
We
fruition.
swim now.
It's
For
the
everyone
slurtle.
who's
It's the
commenting,
sloth
for me, for
turtle.
myself.
I feel like every expansion, people are like,
Yeah.
We're caught naming the first
Yeah.
one Chunk,
well, there's
100%.
not
Definitely
water
Chunk.
in the desert, or like it's not really water.
Does he eat
on
only
the
Baby Ruths?
Weird asteroid aberration thing.
He's
It's
gonna.
water
Tame him with
and
Baby Ruths.
extinction.
It's his kibble.
We weren't really trying not to do the turtle. It was just like there wasn't enough water.
Especially because of the size of this thing. This
Yeah.
thing is big. So you have to have enough space to where
Listen,
you can
FFG.
really allow this thing to live and play comfortably. Zane, what are some? I mean, we obviously know that you can build on its back because I can see
Well,
that.
I saw some people concerned that this was like a Titanosaur type tame where it was like a temporary tame, but that's not the case.
That's
No,
not
he
the
is a
case.
Permanent
I'm wrong.
tame, and he's essentially your mobile base in water.
Permanent tame.
He's your
I'm living on
submergible
that.
raft.
What?
Built-in
Man.
platform saddle.
But he
Baby,
also grows. Like, his
imagine
shell
building a
is-
It would have to
giant
be a
dog.
permanent
Just
with
tame
think
on
of his
it.
because
dicks we can put on
Throw
there.
some rare resources
You wouldn't build
so
your
that over
base.
time you can just have those resources.
Yeah,
My
wouldn't
mind
build
is
a
already
base
full
on
of
It's not
turtle
hard to find.
dicks. Wait, what? No.
But really, he's just a great
No.
mobile base. And then once you're underwater, his shell, with all that vegetation, has an oxygen bubble. So you don't have to worry about
He's got oxygen
having a scuba
underwater?
tank or wearing, scuba armor and dealing
Yeah,
with all
so you
these
can
water
take him
dinosaurs that are too
underwater, and
strong,
so
or
he's
have
like
to-
a-
happen to
Scuba
have a
base.
tech suit. Like just hanging out near your turtle will
Like
be
a better
more than enough for you.
Diplocalus.
And you'll
That
be able to
is
kinda
be
thing.
fine.
That's a huge benefit and a huge perk. It's.
Dude,
I mean, for
those
me,
are going to be
I-
crazy.
I'm already nervous of water anyway.
Put a bunch of
but
turrets on
even
the
in
back and
games,
just go
but
swimming
for
into
me,
the
it's
ocean.
always managing
So you
that
can walk
oxygen.
around
I
on
just
its
get
back with the
anxiety,
turrets go
like I'm
crazy,
in real
killing
life.
everything.
So for me, having something like this and being comfortable to explore underwater would be.
Will you make it to that next air pocket?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I am the air pocket.
Yeah, well now I have an air pocket.
And we're also taking into consideration we're making sure there's systems that you're not going to leave people behind too. We'll have some auto ways to grab people if you're going underwater and bring them on the turtle, bring them with you.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're pretty excited.
Instead of
about
everybody
it.
just
We've got some
falling and
fun
drowning.
animations, too.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
he's
like
I think a lot of-
what would happen now?
Yep.
Do we have any? I think we have a few more actually.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Oh,
like
we're
the
gonna
raft
do
where if you
live
jump,
demo
you
now?
fly off the back.
They broke it.
I'm trying to read cryptic messages from the sound booth.
That's behind the scenes, Jesse. You're not supposed to.
No, but I mean, like.
Supposed to look out the corner of your eye.
Okay. Well, can we show more screenshots? Nobody wants to look at us.
Yeah, come on, man.
We're just like the same guy.
I know we had at
in the
least
same
one
art
more.
Yeah.
We are.
The fish net. Right?
So, well, also this. This is kind
Fish
of
net?
like early view of
Yeah.
it, but you saw it in the trailer, the tech claws.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we just wanted something
Tech
crazy,
claws, that's cool.
for the expansion. And since it's you don't have your implant, it's kind of a different type of simulation. We thought, let's try to show a way that kind of anything goes here. And what cooler way than just like double-fisted like tech
Melee
energy claws?
Rules.
Yeah.
Oh
Does
my
he
God,
have
this is
something
gonna be
like
great.
over
Yeah,
his
so,
right ear?
Visually,
Tech Wolverine.
you
He
can see
kind of
kinda
does
where
look
we're
like he
going
has
with
got
them in
something
the
on his
trailer.
ear, maybe.
I don't think so. I think it might
And,
just be the
we're
light
gonna
from
have
the-
like some
the
different
tech claws.
character animations. For
I don't
the
think
attacks
so.
That you do and stuff like that. Do we have any early thoughts on how they're gonna be used, Zane?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun melee. As you start making those connections and hits, it's just gonna get faster and faster, and it's gonna build up into like that super rage, just like almost anime style.
Yeah, I can see it in my head.
It'll-
Super
Saiyan. Yeah. The challenge will more be just staying on target
Yeah.
and keeping track of your target.
Making
and-
sure you can keep them
Yeah.
in front of you, or
and
or,
keeping that momentum going
Gotcha.
into the fight.
No, that's going to be interesting.
Right, we're Wolverine out here.
Cool. And then last one there is just a screenshot of today. A lot of you are getting the season pass already. Nothing in here is different than what you would get right now in the game. You got HLNA in there following you around. She's giving a little thumbs up while you're doing your flex emote. I think that's a new one from the Arc Summer Bash, right?
It's from me, actually.
Yeah, so just another example of how she hangs around with you. All the other
That's
pet
from
owners
me. I
are
work
pretty
out.
jealous.
Pay attention to me.
Which way is the
The
gym?
floating, talking robot companion.
It's
Yeah, cool.
So I think we're actually going to
Let's give a little demo of it,
into a
right?
demo of this HLNA and your
Yeah.
new companion, your new buddy, out there for all the beach bobs to show them to the ascension, show them how to ascend.
We're staring and we're staring.
We're waiting. We're waiting.
staring.
And she has a cosmetic that goes in your shield slot.
There we go.
She'll go over a shield or with no shield, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter. But she does go in the shield slot.
Oh,
What the heck?
Okay.
So
Oh,
you can
'cause she's
see
a skin, okay.
actually kind of hangs out and moves around
Man,
with
that's
you.
cool.
She'll look at you if you're looking at her. Do we have audio?
Face
They
is
do.
outward.
They have audio? Okay, cool. Might want to play some emotes and stuff where she talks to you.
They have audio? Okay, cool. That doesn't help anybody.
Oh, it sticks its tongue out at you?
It's
Oh,
crying.
that's cool. A little teardrop. Oh,
Yo,
that's
that's
awesome.
pretty hot. What the heck?
I like it.
I think there's, like we said, right now in game, there's a couple more cases, not just emotes, but as you're going about normal gameplay and stuff like that, I think we have some stuff happening too.
Players die no
Yeah,
more. Players die no more.
So just imagine, like, extrapolate, if you will, like in having this character as a real thing that's kind of giving you missions and going around with you in Genesis and commenting on the environment, pointing things out
Giving
to
you
giving you
missions.
fun
Yeah,
facts or facts.
it's a
or,
ghost. They made you, a
maybe
ghost.
thoughts on the state of the
Yeah,
world
they
outside
just
of
pulled
your
the ghost
little
from
walled
Destiny
garden that
2.
you're in for some
They
reason.
said they didn't want to do
who
the
knows? Who knows? But
what's it? The explorer
you know, it's
notes.
gonna be
So the
delivered with a lot more
they replaced it
character.
with the
It's fun
missions.
now,
So I guess
and
she's gonna
you
tell
don't
you
feel
some
like
stuff to
reading,
do.
you don't have to.
Then once you do it, you get your
Zen, can they
XP
customize their
boost, similar
HLNAs
to
anyway?
Yeah,
Explorer
so
note.
you can colorize her. It's kind of amazing how much she changes just
Can't
on
wait
her
to see the
color.
mods that come
Like,
out around this.
just her general
Mhm.
appearance or her.
Oh, someone's
I don't
giving
know,
her a
like,
laser.
the
100%.
Oh,
her
yeah.
character.
Well, she's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
get
Big
booed.
tech
Like,
lasers.
Black and red, like
make it all yellow, make it little cheddar.
I'm a fan of really
a really good
flashy
idea.
HLNA.
Cheese
You-
wheel?
You get a really
Cheese
dark
wheel?
color as the
Cheese
base,
wheel?
and then you
Nice.
go with, like,
You just make
the
it all
metal
yellow.
Yeah.
as the highlights.
Mm.
What about, like,
it
black
gets
and
this
gold?
really
Looks the
yeah,
same?
black and
Looks
gold.
totally
It
the
gets this
same?
really
Like,
nice clean
Nothing
look.
changed.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it looks way different.
That one's cool
Oh, okay.
too.
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh, it
that's
goes on
cool.
your off hat.
Yeah,
Do we
it
have the
goes
light
shield
working
slot,
right
like
now?
shield slot.
Like if you go to nighttime.
And so if you put a
what's the
shield
look
on,
like?
it'll still
Oh,
work.
the face is green now.
That's so cool. I want it.
Hey, that's not nighttime.
They don't know how 24 hours
It
works.
is in Australia.
I know, right? No light yet. Oh, you put the black on?
Oh,
He went
black.
so
Like, yeah,
good.
this is stealth.
put a light color on there. Do like yeah, do something like I don't know.
You had one job. Don't you work here?
Yeah, no
Ooh,
kidding.
red
What the? How did you not have one already
You have
pre-colored?
to take her off and take her back.
Don't you
Oh, and you
work
gotta
here?
take it off. You gotta put it back on.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll light up.
Oh, man.
Party gets started.
Look at that. She's underlit. She looks so evil.
I was
Yeah.
honest here.
Who needs torches?
So, yeah.
It's been here for a bit.
Very cool.
Pay to win. Who needs torches?
No, it's a
Let's run around. She
meme.
kind of will follow you, right?
Yeah, she does.
Apparently you can get it
She
already
is a
on it.
companion.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was, he
You
was
can get it on
saying-
both. I've already bought it on Steam and.
Dude, that's
PlayStation.
pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing
Steve Station.
HLNA and involved in the new expansion.
Probably will get
I know
Steve.
she's going to
Yeah.
help us out a lot, and guide us through the way and give us a lot of cool things to do. But it's really cool to
It's
see
actually
these
pretty
lore,
cool.
I wonder if
to
it
your
has hit
point,
detection
taking
or
these
it can
explorer
die.
notes and putting.
Well,
them
you
in
won't
the
get
inside
by
of the
torches
game.
because
for
I
He
people
definitely
that
doesn't
can
have
do
hit
it,
detection or can die.
look for deeper or look for more clues if they're interested in that type of thing, because there are a lot of clues.
I guess you would
for
get
sure.
it level 1.
A lot of clues.
So I
hidden out
put it. I
And then
put
for
a white
those
light on it.
who don't
so
want that, it's also a way for us
True.
to get more
Glows
gameplay
bright.
to people. We're trying to find ways to not necessarily depend on just harvesting all the time, or,
Yeah.
or running through the same cave.
Ooh.
over and over again for
Dang.
meat.
Dude, that's pretty sweet.
Ways to have fun while
like
doing
it.
the same thing that you are doing. Like same goal, same end process, but just funner ways of doing it.
Yeah, we
Still
rarely,
73 looks
we rarely
insane.
want to do a feature for just one reason. Like, and to Zane's point, the whole reason HLNA exists is
Yeah,
because we want
yeah.
sort of.
I think it's just a skin that you just get over and over again. It's like a
point out
default
missions
survivor
to
item, I
you,
think.
give you
Yeah, it's gonna be
goals and
my guess, yeah.
opportunities, so you're not just like alt tabbing to a wiki to figure out what to do now. Kind of giving you a little bit of direction in the game, making
Same
it a
as,
little bit more
like the
fun,
bulldog
but also
helmet
unlocking
skin.
those cool
Yeah.
missions that we've been
You just
designing,
got it. You get it every time you die
to play
because you
with
bought the
with your
season
friends
pass.
or on your own, and we'll tell you guys
Oh,
more
don't
about
tell
all
me
that
that means
stuff
you have to
later.
have the
But
Yeah.
since we needed that,
Yeah.
we're like, well, let's just make this a full character. Let's put it as
Get
part
wrecked,
of the story.
people who hate
It
skins.
fits right in with what we're trying to do. And I think that's
I'm one of
like
those people. I
something
hate
we're really
skins.
excited
So I wanna
about,
get
is,
wrecked.
making it
We need
Because I have
to
like
there
every
for
skin.
Chicken grapes.
gameplay purposes and to
Well, here's the
give
thing.
you
If
a
you're
more,
like in
like,
single
full
player, can't you just
sort
spawn
of
it in?
experience
Spawn
playing
in the
through
skin.
content.
I'm sure.
And what's also cool is that
No
I know a
problem.
lot of people like to play art their own way. So,
Sure, yeah.
this is something
do it like
not
you do it
into.
for
me.
We're not forcing
What if you did- would you mean if you didn't buy it?
Go down this path. It's just an
No,
it's an
you
additional
can't
thing
buy
that
it.
you can
I'm
knock
assuming
into
you
and
can't
offers
use
a
it.
lot of
Something like
depth.
mechanic that allows you to
in
not
my
use it.
opinion, a lot of these things that are going on in lore.
You were able to
add
do
the
stuff
game.
like that,
And
like
a
for
lot
the
of people get excited
scorched
about them, including me. So this is
creatures.
a
You
new
could
way
just like spawn them in on the island, even if you didn't
That's
have
true.
content,
That is
and
true.
I think it'll be really
You didn't.
popular.
Yeah,
I
if you
know
bought the
I'm
DLC,
really
you could.
excited about it. Everybody
No,
I see
you could
talking
do it
about
before.
it, they're excited about it. And you can get
No, because
HLNA this
that never
form
worked for
right
me
now,
when
today.
I was on
Yeah,
Xbox.
like we said, it's available now. The season
Worked for me.
pass is out there. You know, it's the same value prop as all the other ones. You know, right now we just have 2 expansions planned for this season pass, so it's priced accordingly. But you know, it's a little cheaper than the first Arc expansion was. But you also get, you know, this cool HLNA pet that's going to stay with you through the launch of Genesis and open up new gameplay possibilities that way as well. So get it now. I mean, it's already, I think, you know, there's a lot of people who are going to be running around in game with this from what we're hearing right now. So, you know, it's pretty cool, pretty fun. We're super excited to go on this journey with you guys and make more Arc stuff. I was a little sad when we finished with Extinction because I thought there wasn't going to be much more to do for a while, but I'm super excited to do the Genesis story and all the new gameplay we're going to have. So stay tuned on that stuff, and you know.
I mean, did we miss anything?
No.
I think we got everything, right?
Almost, but I think we should run the trailer one more time.
We should definitely run the trailer. We'll outro with that. So thank you for tuning in. We'll outro with the trailer. I'm sure that'll be up later, so you can get all the looks you need to see. Again, I'm Cedric. This is Jesse. That's Zane. It's been nice tuning in with you guys. We'll be sharing more of this stuff as time goes and as we lead up to the Genesis launch. We'll be sharing a lot more teaser stuff.
For sure.
And we'll also do another community stream. I know this isn't typically, we take community questions and we talk about more community things. So we'll do one of those as well. But this one was more of to just hype ourselves. I'm hype. I'm really hype about what's coming up and let people know Arc is still coming, or Arc still has more. So I think that's it.
4 months.
4 months.
Or is it 5?
Wait, it's whichever is longer. 5 months. Thanks for tuning in. We'll run the trailer. We'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
Where you're going, survivor, I cannot follow. Others need me, and your path leads beyond my reach. But I can't grant you a fragment of myself as a guide to find what is most important to your ultimate survival. Is it strength? Is it willpower? Is it empathy? The arrival is soon. The tests will be rigorous. They will be difficult. They will be deadly.
Apparently they're starting now.
This is going to be a whole epic lava area.
Hang on. There we go. Oh, how cute! Don't eat that. Really won't stand.
Dude, that was sick. That was super sick.
And their stream ended.
That's it. Man, that was really, really cool. What do you think?
I'm excited. I'm
super excited that